I saw that idiot TrueUnderDawgGaming like another shit video. Like just spills his shit, takes despite having no knowledge of lore, and he just kind of makes shit up as he goes along. It's like how Jackie's most boring MK character. You know, he's also called other characters most boring. But what everybody. So yeah, this video is a pattern, I guess. Except, are we making better points than him anyway? As to why this fucking clown, Aaron Black, is the most boring character. This shit thumbnail is also based on his shit thumbnail. It still looks better though simultaneously, but yeah. So Aaron Black, yeah. So basically, everybody shits on Jackie for being boring and whatnot. Which feels either like, which most of the time it feels like it's either being sexist or racist. It's usually motivated by one or the other or both, or yeah, you know, like, because the reasoning people give is usually really exaggerated and just not true. Like Jackie and Jax have completely different gameplay. Both of their games are actually pretty good and the rest stuff. I won't give them that much. The personalities are completely different, both being good as well. You know, they both have some really good lines and dialogue. This fucking guy does not. Goddamn Aaron. You know, and obviously, you know, I'm also not a fan of Jackie's MKX designs. They are kind of boring, admittedly, but also, we'll get to Aaron Black's designs, so if we want to talk about designs in years out. And Jackie MK11 designs, besides having, like, I don't like the smaller gauntlets, albeit it kind of fits them more, I guess, to be more of a, like, sleek fighter. And it makes him more unique to Jax. Like, she feels completely unique in that game, and she was already no unique feeling in MKX, you know? The Kombat kids are so overhated. I hate the NRS stories. I hate, like, modern MK, most of the ideas that come from it. But the Kombat kids are the best part of, like, the NRS trilogy. They are the most fleshed out concepts. They feel like an actual team. They actually aren't smacking each other well with interactions. They're all interesting, all four of them. The key is only the most popular one because Kenshin Hanzo connections. Like, it's very superficial reasonings as to why people like or dislike a character. And Aaron Black is also superficial, except superficially, he's boring as fuck. He is a gunslinger with really boring, crusty weapons from the past, which makes him not fit in MK. Like, he doesn't feel credible at all. Like, the story doesn't even try to, and just the concept as a whole makes him seem like one of the weaker MK characters. You know, they try and do shit like an Ninja where it's like, oh, I killed this 3D era character, even though killing Suhao, like, conflicts with actual lore, implying he just found Suhao's corpse, but cut the head off and just carries it around and pretends that he got a kill, which makes him seem even more pathetic. Obviously, I'm going to make a big deal out of that non-canon bullshit, obviously. The only thing we already have for him that's actually good is surprisingly his endings, both his MKX and actually MK11, where MK11 he just dumps the hourglass away. His reasoning's pretty shit, like, oh, I live for the thrill of it. Like, what thrill? You just work for money. You don't do shit for the fun of it. If you did, that would be kind of interesting. If you just, like, fucked around with people, you know. But no, he seems like he's bored constantly, and that makes him a boring motherfucker. His appearances are constantly boring. I mean, MK11 does a better job at making them cool because you have all the gear pieces and you have all the costumes. The alt colors actually benefit him, you know, because in MKX he was just wearing brown, boring ass colors. Terrible debut for a character. Yeah, people are like he's one of the best characters from that game. And I like most of the newcomers, and I still think there's potential there because there's one little cool thing from his ending that's been forgotten about, which we'll get to. You know, so basically his lore being he is a gunslinger, mercenary, bounty hunter, outlaw. I don't fucking know. They changed the name for him constantly. And at one point in his past, he'd been hired by Shang Tsung about over 150 years ago. Now, this is the singular piece of interesting lore Aaron Black has, being that he was from the past, making him like one of the oldest Earthrealms, besides Tsung himself, obviously. he helps Sung with some shit. It doesn't really matter. But basically, Sung's reward is to slow his aging, effectively meaning he will live like a lot longer. Hence why he's still alive today. The thing is, they don't expand this idea. MK11, they're both in the same scene. Like look at this goober. He's in the background of chapter 14 Aftermath. Shiva's chapter. He's got his guns pointing at Shang Tsung the entire time the scene goes on. He's in the background though, because he's basically a background character. But it's kind of cool because he's just got his guns pointing at Tsung the whole time. Do these motherfuckers interact despite being in the same room and this whole thing? No, they never do. They never address like the whole thing like 150 years ago, which is the reason Aaron Black's still alive. This should be Aaron's main character connection, not Kotal, because Kotal, like as MK11 constantly reaffirms in his shitty intro dialogues, which we'll get to, the only way we get any personality from him. His personality basically just drums up to, I like money, I make typical cowboy quotes to try and make me seem charming. And also, I flirt with every fucking woman on the roster, which isn't good. And yeah, in terms of the intro dialogue with Shang Tsung, they never reference this, they just have generic, boring-ass dialogue. It is so dumb how the only interesting part of his character has been fucking ignored. Like, and it's really dumb for Tsung as well. Like, he slowed someone's aging down. Like that's like a powerful thing you could offer someone. And he did just like a shitty, like, minor, like, contract thing. Like, surely you do that to have him serve you for life. Like, in my fanfic, Mortal Kombat Reborn, my idea being Eren serves him, and he's not the only guy Shang Tsung slowed the agent for. He's just one of many, one of the 8 who he's found as Earthrealms throughout certain points in history, and has managed to acquire their services. And that's a really cool idea, and it doesn't take much thought to do, and it actually gives it makes Aaron Black a lackey still, which is perfectly fine for Aaron. He wouldn't work as a standalone guy. Like, if he was a lone character, that would be boring. He still feels like a lone character though, because he just works for a guy he has no chemistry with. Cough, coat, or cough. But yeah, Shang Tsung's actually interesting, and like allies for specifically Shang Tsung would be cool. And Aaron actually fits in with that, and it's a reason to include him in like events of like MK1, 2, 3, whatever, Day Alliance, whatever you want to do. You can always put Aaron in, whereas like a goon for like Tsung, and that's cool. And you have his own like reasonings for it, and you can like, and obviously there's a potential of like exploring his past, like what he's doing before that time, like his family, whatever, But no, we do nothing of the sort. MK11, it's not even clear if the lore is still that he's over 100 years old. Like, that's not clear at all, because he just feels like an asshole who's a Texan. Like look at this shit. He's a guy wearing a jacket, plus has this cowboy hat. The bullets that he like straps to his hat looks really dumb as well. Just gonna say that now. He has like a cool rifle now, instead of just like his guns. You can get like these more like high-tech guns because he's with the Black Dragon. But this raises more questions. First, the X comics actually wasn't a Black Dragon, remember? Both X and the comics actually, because in the X intro dog, everyone's like, yeah, I can't stand Black Dragon. Which, he has something, I guess. I don't know why. The mercenary's just like you, mate, but whatever, buddy. I'll try to establish that he killed Cobra. Cobra would kick his ass, right? Like, Cobra is a martial arts dude. And has fire powers and can even teleport. So Eren wouldn't even be able to get a range advantage. And like, I could make these points for every fucking character that Eren could potentially go up against. Mocap has telekinesis. He could just fucking yeet the guns out of his hands. Eren stands literally 0 chance against anybody. Even the fucking joke character Mocap could logically kick Eren Black's ass because Mocap knows at least 7 martial arts styles and again has magic powers. What does Eren Black have? Some shitty guns that anyone else with any firearms in this franchise, they have higher tech, and Eren gets the higher tech because he's with the Black Dragon. But at some point after the 20-year gap, he just like reverts back to some old cowboy shit, like some outdated attire. Like, if he was always wearing that, then fair, he's just stuck in the past, not willing to head out. But 11 actively shows it because he's wearing like a modern day jacket and shit. Also, they keep putting him in like a ninja mask, but all his ninja masks are boring. Like, why? I mean, I don't want to see his face. His face is fucking hideous. Just look at unmasked MKX Aaron Black. Actually, I'll show you. Look at this fucking chump. He looks hideous. I'm gonna try to make him look hot. He gives him like Kano treatment. It's really dumb. Like, this is the guy, motherfucker's like, oh my god, he's so hot. He's so sexy cowboy, man. Like, no, his design's fucking shit. His physical appearance looks abhorrent, albeit that kind of makes sense. I don't know why he wears like this fucking eye makeup shit as well. Like, I don't know what's up with that. Like, you actively see an MKX and it's weird. He's an absolute mess in X. Like, at least 11 tries to update his own visually while simultaneously bring up the question as to why he dresses up like this in modern times. Like, I know he lives in Outworld, but like, you can just bring over your clothes from Earth. You fucking imbecile. Like, oh my god, he's so pathetic. He can't do a single thing. He looks so incredible in a story as well. Like, it doesn't help at all. Like I've already pointed out, like, he doesn't even start attacking motherfuckers like Cobra and Mocap. Again, characters are called, like, well, I guess not Mocap, but like Cobra, you know, it's called generic, you know, characters like him and Jackie, like I mentioned earlier, they're called generic, but people love this motherfucker for no reason besides, oh my god, Cowboy's so cool. Even though they never explore, like, his past, so it's not even a relevant detail. And again, I'm still not even sure that, like, MK11 still keeps that lore, because they ignore the Shang Tsung connection, which is the only actually interesting part of it. The potential in that. Like, that single line from his ending that reveals this. Because it's not like his bio gives us any info. Let's look at his MKX bio. Wow, so informative. And look at this Outcast outfit. They just made him shirtless and added some straps to him. How fucking boring can your designs be? Also, like, the cool hat he has, only wears it in one variation. It's lame as fuck. Other than his tattoos and, like, some scars on body, which are, like, I don't fucking know the significance of the one scars on his arm because, you know, they're, like, not from, like, wounds. They look like fucking, like, tally marks, which is, like, edgelord shit. Fuck that. Calendar man, motherfucker. Sir Aaron Black, his act origins are unknown. Terrible way to start a bio. Yeah, just, hey, this is a mysterious character. Why? Why the fuck? His origins are the interesting part. People care about the fact that he's a fucking, like, a cowboy. Explore this. Give us, like, some backstory information. This is completely relevant to, like, his main role. Just give us something to care about this goon. Burn on Earth, he somehow found himself in Outworld. Wow, so descriptive, game. Really interesting new character. Then he spent years wandering its vast territories, selling his amazing weaponry skills to local warlords. Which doesn't make sense, like, what warlords, you know, because this is recent Outworld times we're talking about. Like, doesn't, like, Shao Kahn hate warlords? Like, didn't he presumably, that or Onaga, fucking murdered Dramin? Or at least is the reason he's dead, because Dramin was a warlord? Because isn't that directly rivaling the Emperor's power, unless, like, it's a warlord hired by the Emperor, but they're local warlords. So yeah, you can't stop us. Like, this game has a massive problem with just establishing Outworld shit, not expanding on it, and yeah, just leaving it at that. And Aaron Black's kind of an example of that, because he's just a guy who lives in Outworld, despite there being no motive for him wanting to live in Outworld. Besides, hey, I like selling stuff to people. Even though presumably you'd get more money doing stuff in Earthrealm. You know, being a high-ranking member in the Black Dragon has got to pay more than being Kotal's slave, right? Because Kotal, like, does child labor and shit, and, like, all the servants seemingly he doesn't pay. I mean, it's established he pays Eren, but how much is that? You know, he says, oh, I'm not cheap. What do you do? Besides murder some Tarkans, that's like the only fucking thing he has going on for him. And again, I won't be making fun of his Power King and shit, but it makes sense that he's weak as fuck. And it's just such a boring concept that, like, yeah, there's nothing to him. His personality, like I said, is abysmal. We haven't even gotten to how fucking boring is we've gotten to how boring is, but how shit and boring his personality in particular is. Everything about his character screams boring. He is the physical embodiment of the term boring. He is so fucking bad. there's nothing you can do with him besides dive to Shang something and make him a goon. That's it. Like, just the concept of like a character from history you bring over is the only thing he provides. And even then, there are way more interesting points in Earth's history to go to than like the fucking Wild West where he's an outlaw, I guess. Again, his originals are actually stated. He just dresses up like a cowboy, so we automatically assume he is one. He might not be, you know? So, yeah, it's lame as fuck. Gameplay, he just spams a bunch. Like, MKX's gameplay is shit, besides, like, the one with the Tarkat and arm blade sword. That's kind of cool. That's like a nuanced idea, like, Hernandez sword. And it makes sense, because Eren seems to hunt Tarkans for the racist asshole, Kotal Khan. Again, those two have no real connection. It's just Eren serves him to get money, even though, again, he's a Black Dragon member. Leaves the Black Dragon for no real reason. It's not really established. And yeah, comics, he like has a moral code. That's like the most interesting he's been. He's got like morals where he's like, hey, let's not kill them and whatnot. Let's not harm them. Like they've got like this kidnap mission going on with Kano. And he even tries to help Jackie and Cassie leave. They beat him up though, which is funny. He's also tanned as fuck in that. He just gets beat up. Mavado slices his chest open, which is dope as fuck. And yeah, that makes sense, Eren. His debut is getting his ass handed to him by Mavado. And Mavado should be kicking ass, because Mavado actually is a credible character with like a list of accomplishments. He shouldn't be losing to fuckers like Eren or Kano. Same goes to his subordinate, Su Hao. Cry about it. You know, this guy is so lame. If we're going to call characters boring, like Jackie, then you gotta realize how much of a double standard it is if you proceed to say, oh, Eren Black's so cool. What is cool about him? Please tell me. Besides the superficial cowboy shit. Fuck that. That's not even that interesting in the MK universe. Because we have emperors, we have fucking warlords, we have Oni, we have demons, we have like these fucking crazy high-tech criminals and soldiers, and Eren doesn't even have high-tech. His existence is fucking dog shit. He has not kept up at all with any of the MK characters. He is the least credible threat in the entire franchise. And he's just a gun for hire. Mercenaries are the most boring type of character because their only motive is money. Even though they seem like Eren has external motives, like, hey, I do this for fun. But, you know, besides his ending, that's not really a thing that's clear. You know, it doesn't fit the rest of his characterization. So yeah, really dumb. I don't know how he made such a characterless character have out of character moments. Like, what a fucking mess of a character. He's going to be in Snowblind, he's not going to have any lines, but I don't fucking care. It's Eren Black, it just makes sense, chuck him in wherever. Whatever. Like, his entire character is just Black Dragon Goon now, he's another Cabal. Except, at least Cabal had, like, opportunities beforehand to be cool. What does Eren Black have? Nothing. Nothing at all. Kotal's, like, jobber club, you know, it's so boring. They have no chemistry in the characters. All their reasonings for signing with Kotal are really boring. It's just a terrible group with no chemistry. And I'm all for like teaming up characters, but that's the worst group of characters possible. And Eren Black especially feels the most disassociated. And also in MK11 he's the only one there because the rest of the group just fucking vanishes with no context. But he's still there. He's in the main story. Doesn't get any dialogue until the aftermath stuff, where again he's in the same scene as Shang Tsung and nothing comes from that. And MKX has some dumbass shit. Let me show you. That was a whole 8 seconds, and that was sped up at 2 times speed, meaning that was a 16-second scene of him with an already beaten Rain, who is already pretty much unconscious, and he can't even shoot no motherfucker. And that's his first appearance. So outside King of Tarkans, he looks like a fucking joke, and he just gets his ass kicked all the time. Which isn't anything special, but again, he has no credibility beyond that, because look at him. He's the most incompetent fucker. And yeah, his default costume is just like this brown, boring-ass, tacky armor. I like the cloak, like the weird, like, caving. In the alt colors where it's green, so you actually have like some actual other colors that aren't just brown, boring color palette, and there's nothing else to him. He looks horrid. Terrible design. It's just, what a rubbish appearance for your character. where your bio gives literally zero context or zero reasoning for his role. He's just a goon for someone, and he ain't credible at all. And his gameplay is pretty boring, besides one of the variations. Like, wow, that's pathetic. So pathetic. I'm getting some things like an Everbeast trap. They don't say what an Everbeast is. And you get some Saurian acid, which doesn't really make sense, and it looks stupid as fuck. No reason why I would have it as well. Unless you fucking milk Reptile in his sleep or some shit. Because presumably his buddy's a Reptile, right? It doesn't make sense because he's aiding with genociding Tarkans. Shouldn't Reptile feel bad for that because of the Saurians? Whatever. See, there's no chemistry. He has no good character connections besides the potential one with Shang Tsung, which doesn't exist because they don't care about it. So yeah, what a terrible character. I can't find any more compliments for him. I've already gone for everything there. There's still more though. Like, hey, at least this bounty hunter costume is kind of cool. Oh wait, no, never mind. He's got this shitty little mohawk. Like, God, how'd you make him look more hideous? And this weird mask is like these clips together, so it just exposes like the middle of his face. That looks so dumb. And yeah, that's all his costumes, MKX. What a terrible presentation of an already terrible character. Hey, that's not all. We got dialogue that like this. I'm not going to read it out. I could find multiple examples of this. Because guess what? This is a list I made, going over his intro dialogue, of all the women he manages to hit on. Which, by the way, this is everyone who's been playable, and there's also Natara there because of fucking course. Everyone loves to establish hero ships, even though Eren and Natara have literally nothing in fucking common. They just establish, hey, Eren has a goth girl fetish. Cool, I didn't ask. So yeah, this is every character that's been playable except for Tanya, Jade, a fucking cyborg, a minor, a child, and a bug lady. So yeah, he's basically fucking got everyone. There's some really dumb shit. He's even sexist as in one intro, which I guess makes sense for his times, right? Being like this to a character presumably in her early 20s, when this guy is like 170 something years old by the time MK11. Like, yeah, that's rough. Well, no, but he's at least 170 something years old because 20 years plus 150 a gap for him. So he's like reach his 200s surely. And yeah, also like his ending, like okay, I'm trying to say he's already in like his old state that like he's still in by the current day. So yeah, he was in like pretty old beforehand. So he's pretty fucking old. He's probably over 200 actually. And yeah, he just says shit like this. Gross. And yeah, he says shit like fucking sugar and has like these other like sound words to be a stereotypical cowboy, I guess. That's very boring. His voice acting is dog shit because Troy Baker doesn't care. He sounds bored for a character who's already boring. Yeah, it's just fucking tragic. And it doesn't help when he says sexist and fucking this shit. He's a sexist pervert who, you know, there's intrigue in making him ace because, you know, like saying something like, you know, everyone around him fucking died because he became immortal. Well, not actually immortal, but like in terms of aging, like it's slowed and whatnot. You know what I mean? You know, that's a much better idea than having him hit on everyone and establish a dog shit ship with Natara. Which ain't even a ship, they just had a one night stand. Which, yeah, that's fucking degrading for Natara. And who the fuck would want to be with Eren? Like every time he hits on someone, they're like, "Ooh, no, you're an old ass motherfucker." Natara's stand is okay, and Natara is like fucking like so many people headcanon as lesbian, you know. So NRS in their infinite wisdom, instead of giving some proper representation, they would rather go, "Oh my god, quick, they're making gay headcanons, quick establish heteronormative romance, do it now." Like, fuck off. It's so terrible. The fact that there's a whole list of this and there's numerous instances, if I could be asked, and if I wanted to make all of you as vomit, I could find all these examples. If you don't believe me, you can find all these. Says some shit like, "Damn, your voice is sexy" to Sindel just casually. Like, that's the type of shit we're looking at. Terrible fucking brain dead edgelord teenager, horny teenager dialogue probably like Dominic Chincholo here. Fucking incompetent dickhead. Like how terrible can you be? And again, the only other case of a personality is, hey, I like money, hey, pay me and I'll help you. Or, hey, I'm going to say some goofy goober cowboy shit, which just isn't cool, you know? He just says some daft ass fucking nonsense a lot of the time in like his weird, quirky sayings. You know, so I guess that's supposed to add some charm to him, but it doesn't, you know? I mean, it's something, I guess, but yeah, besides that, what has he got? He's got no character motivations, he's got piss poor designs, his best designs are alright at best. His moveset's pretty boring overall. You know, like his tool set is like power stuff. He has no powers, so yeah, nothing that exciting. He's got literally no interesting character connections. He has a potentially interesting character connection, but not one that actually exists. Yeah. Is that all? You know, like I feel I've covered literally every part of a character and how Aaron Black fails miserably. Every single thing about this character is a failure, and I still think there's potential again with the Shang Tsung stuff, but that's not happening. Snowblind, they're in the same movie. They're not going to interact. Aaron's probably not going to speak. If he does, he's going to say some generic shit. Because yeah, making Aaron Black even more generic. Props to you, MK Legends. You did a really good job, Jeremy Adams. Fuck off. So yeah, this is actually the most boring Mortal Kombat character for like 3 objective reasons. I don't think you could offend any of the points I made. If you have any reasons why this guy's apparently so good, besides, hey, I like him. If you like him, that's cool. I think I can like him. You do the concept well, you know, the stuff with the Shang Tsung. Just Shang Tsung. You know, there's stuff you can do with him. He's not a concept that should just be scrapped. But unless you're willing to give him a reason to actually take one of the base roster character slots, don't put him in a MK, please. There is literally every other character who's been playable before, including a lot of NPC characters like the Lin Kuei Grandmaster, aka Oniro. That's just one example of many. You know, I'd rather have them, you know, Wule, literally fucking anyone, over this guy, because his intro dialogues are dog shit and sexist. And he's just not interesting to play as or to see in story. Oh, what a terrible motherfucker. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. It only took me about 28 minutes here. But yeah, I think I'm going to end that now. I'm pretty happy, you know. If you want to debate me in the comments, like everyone did when I made a Snowblind reaction. By the way, said reaction video was basically just for like funnies for my friends to see. I really don't care what like you other idiots think. You know, like I'm going like full on wrestling heel promo here. But if you are going to try and debate me, don't try and make fun of my voice. That doesn't like take away my points. You know, disorder that like affects my speech patterns. You know, that's not going to help your points, your case, whatever. Yeah, just make like an actually good counter argument before, you know, saying some dumb shit to me in the comments, because pretty sure these are solid points. They're more solid than anyone who says Jackie's bad. More solid than the points when people make when they say Cobra's bad. Same for Su Hao, Mocap. Fucking any of the 3D era characters. All the 3D era characters are infinitely more interesting than this dickhead, you know. And I never made up this. And to make this critique, I didn't have to make a single false point. Like all this is not anything wrong. I haven't made up any bullshit information by actual facts. Of course, designs are technically subjective. However, people make fun of 3D era character designs all the time. And if we're looking at that, then why aren't we looking at this? Like, it's abhorrent and boring, you know, because really it is. It's like fundamentally a uninteresting design, an interesting character, an interesting lore. Everything about him is uninteresting, but people love him because, oh my god, Cowboy, Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan. Yeah. The next time I know around there, But yeah, just don't fucking debate me without having an actual good point. Okay? Thank you. Bye.